another video. I wonder what it is. I know exactly what this sounds like. Hey there guys, I'm Time Lord Fishwick here, and welcome back to yet another video on the channel. In this one, I'm reviewing probably one of the best episodes Peter Capaldi's Doctor has ever done, and that is Mummy on the Orient Express. Now, I can not praise how much I love this episode. Everything about it is fantastic. I have one slight problem with it, but it's still kind of relevant now. It's still kind of, I can see why it was needed, but I still think it could have been better, though. And my little nitpick about it is just that Clara was in this episode, because, you know, in Kill the Moon, you just kind of, after when the Doctor and Clara fall out, you just kind of expecting that Jenna's left, and, you know, it's just left the Doctor to it. So I was just hoping it was going to be like just a standalone Doctor episode, but I still think, even though she was in it, I still think I can see why they used Clara in it. But I just feel like if she was going to forgive the Doctor, I think it should be like an episode afterwards, if you know what I mean. But anyway, so I love the setting, like, and the idea of a train in space. I absolutely love the setting, like the train inside is brilliant, and I love all the how it looks in space, and I just love the setting itself. Like, everyone's just dressed so nicely, and, you know, that's the sort of I won't say place though, but, you know, I just love the dress sense there. And I also like how that woman was singing Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. I like how she did it in her own version. Like, it was a sort of jazz sort of thing. I really like that. And I thought the bit when Clara was just saying, like, how much she hated the Doctor, and then, you know, then she was saying, like, oh, you know, she was saying that I don't hate you, and the Doctor's just there, like, oh, for God's sake, okay, I'm glad that we've looked past that now. Can we just please talk about planets now? Yeah, and I think Clara could have, since this was gonna be, as she said, the last hurrah for her, and I think it would have been, I think it would have been good if she did actually leave from there. But I want to get onto the foretold, the mummy himself, well, itself, and I like how the mummy was just killing each passenger one by one, and the Doctor was just trying to figure out like what's causing it, and you have like 60 seconds to live, and I thought that was kind of sort of brutal. It kind of reminds me of a sort of Agatha Christie story, this. I'm not really sure why, and I absolutely love Capaldi's acting is just absolutely brilliant in it, and I loved Frank Skinner as Perkins, and I thought he was absolutely fantastic in this. Like, I love how the Doctor and Perkins met, and I really, really love the chemistry. And I honestly think he would have made such a great companion. I mean, why did that not happen? I think he would have been great for, well, the 12th Doctor. And I think he would have made a great replacement for Clara. Yeah. yeah, I can just see him like being in future episodes, but from what we got from him was just brilliant. Um, and I loved how the Doctor was dressed. I just loved the sort of, it was kind of dressed in sort of like how the third Doctor would would dress like. Um, yeah, I just love this episode, and I love the part um, when when you find out that Maisie was that she was next to get killed by the foretold, and I loved it when Clara was just on the phone to the doctor, and then she just said, "It's like the doctor's just saying, oh, she's next," and it's like, "Oh, can you do something about it?" It's like, "Of course I can," you know. So, try and get her to come, but, oh, what, trying to get her to come that she's coming to her death? It's like, oh, lie to her. And, Clara was just absolutely furious with the doctor again. Like, she lied to, that the doctor lied to her again. Um, and that's what I've just loved about the 12th Doctor. You don't know if you could trust him or not. Yeah. And I just love this episode. It's just so fantastic, and it's just such a great idea of it in space. And I honestly think that that Perkins would have made a great companion. But as I said, I just loved what we got from him. And then I liked how when the Doctor was just, trying to figure out like how is it taking each passenger one by one, and then you find out that each passenger had like a code, and like when you see at the beginning when you see Maisie's grandmother, she was she she wasn't really feeling very well at the time, and then it was going on to like the chef. He was suffering with a bit of a cold himself, and then you just find out that each passenger was having a cold at that time, and so that's how you find out how all the why all the passengers were getting killed, and and then you just figure out that some of the people in there were holograms, and then you just heard like whoever was talking on the computer, like it's like, you must get back to work and you must tell us more about the foretold, and the doctor's just, when the doctor just brings Maisie to him, and then he just like puts the thing, and then it tries to think that the foretold was trying to figure out that it was him, and that. But yeah, I just absolutely love the whole concept of it, and then the Doctor just finds out that the Doctor figures out it all in the end, and then and then he managed to get everyone, rescues everyone, and then the train gets blown up, and I love the line that what the Doctor says when he was talking to Clara afterwards. I wasn't sure if I could save Maisie or not, and I just love that, when the Doctor just is not sure about anything. But yeah, and I just love that line that the Doctor was saying. Sometimes the choices you have to make are bad ones, but you still have to choose. And I like to think that for, day-to-day life, like us, like if we're in a bad situation, we have to, you have no choice but to do that bad thing. I just love some of the lines that, you know, each doctor, each incarnation of the Doctor said. You know, it's just, you know, it's just thinking of day-to-day life. Like with the 13th Doctor, when she was talking about her family, you know, when she was saying, like, you know, I carry them with me. Think about everything they said and done, even though they've gone from the world, they've never gone from me. You know, stuff like that. But yeah, I just absolutely love this episode, and I give it a 10 out of 10 because it's just fantastic. Everything about it is brilliant. But yeah, that's all I can say about it now, guys. And I shall see you in the next one. And I've just really enjoyed making this review. I've been looking forward to this review for ages. But yeah, tell me in the comments on what you thought of this episode, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And I shall see you in the next review. I will be reviewing, as you've guessed it, Flatline. So bye for now, guys.